and he's joined in the attack by Lewis Kumas and Marvin Duch. Scott Wright is on the bench for the first time since an ACL injury 11 months ago. Frank Lampard has also rotated following the 1-1 draw at Charlton. Jay De Silva is available once again following his red card against Southampton. And Jack Rodoni, Ephraim Mason-Clark and Tatsuhiro Sakamoto all step up from the bench. Jamie Allen is unavailable following a family bereavement. And Kane Kessler-Hayden is injured. Haji Wright and Joel Latabaudiere drop to the bench. Large contingent of supporters have made the short journey from Coventry to Birmingham, and it was a familiar route for some of them during the time that Coventry played here. And Chris Davis spent heavily during the summer transfer window. There'll be more movement in January, but he wasn't happy at all with the performance against Watford. Kai Wagner makes his debut as a real assist king in Major League Soccer with Philadelphia Union. And there's a first start since October for Lewis Kumas on loan from Liverpool. And Jay De Silva also back in the Coventry team, and they have missed him during his suspension. And that will allow Milan van Eweg to move over to his more familiar right-back position. But Frank Lampard has never lost to Birmingham City as either a player or a manager. 12 wins and 7 draws, including a 3-0 victory at the CBS Arena against Birmingham back in September. Tremendous atmosphere inside St Andrews before this game. Everybody is pumped up for this one. And it's Coventry City who get the game underway. And that clearance there is quickly closed down in the opening seconds, and Carl Rushworth with an awkward moment to start the game, and Jay Stansfield was quickly racing forward there to close him down, and that could have gone anywhere. Coventry have the throw-in in the end, and Stansfield, who missed out on the game against Watford with a dead leg, would have felt the ball slapping against his thigh there. Played forward by Doyle, one of a number of Birmingham players who has been serving a suspension recently. He was sent off in the loss against Sheffield United. Birmingham with 4 red cards so far this season, and 2 of those in their last 4 games. Christoph Clara still unavailable for Chris Davis today. He was dismissed against Derby County. Sims with the flick on, cleared by Doyle, and now Thomas. There's no doubt that Coventry will miss Jamie Allen today following a family bereavement, and the Coventry team were all wearing shirts bearing his name and number during the warm-up. Sakamoto, now Grimes. The playing surface, particularly on this near side, may be slightly tricky. There is undershore heating here, but as you can see, the overnight frost is still evident. Rushworth, once again he's closed down, and he hesitated there as Duch looked to approach him, but now Coventry will try and bring it forward with Rodoni, but he's quickly closed down by Neumann. But it will be a corner kick for Coventry. Phil Neumann, one of 2 Germans now in the Birmingham back four with Kai Wagner making his debut today. Grimes will take the corner kick. Bobby Thomas among those heading forward to support Ellis Sims and Ephraim Mason-Clark. Grimes with the delivery, and he doesn't go beyond the near post. Sakamoto. Stansfield will clear. And now Kumas with the opportunity to show his pace, but he heads into the challenge of Abeg, but quickly won back, and now Stansfield wide towards Kumas, but he's offside. James Wilson, the assistant, on this near side. It was a tight call. Lewis Kumas may believe he needs a big performance here today. The loan spell has seen him primarily on the bench so far. This is only his 5th start of the season. James Wilson, the assistant on this near side, is looking into a very strong but sinking winter sun, which may cause 1 or 2 issues. De Silva. Away from the challenge of Doyle. Radoni stretching in, but it's quickly recovered, and then there was an attempted hack away by Roberts. All very untidy. Mason-Clark involved, and that was typical local derby fare. Radoni just making a point to James Linnington, the referee. Radoni with 2 goals so far this season, scored 9 in the previous campaign following his move from Huddersfield. Both of his goals came in the 7-1 win against Queen's Park Rangers back in August. Van Abeg with the long throw, good distance as well. Beadle choosing to stay on his line. Roberts. Won back well though by Eccles, but Doyle is there to recover. Kitching tries to close it down, but Iwata will eventually guide the ball away, and it is very frenetic at the moment. Iwata will take the throw-in. Japanese internationals on both sides today, with Tatsuhiro Sakamoto back in the Coventry team, and they'll be in direct opposition at times. Fake. That's a good ball. The early crossing from Wagner, and the volley is superb. Marvin Duch for the opening goal. To Duch, and the championship leaders are behind. Well, Kai Wagner was brought in to deliver assists, 9 in the most recent Major League Soccer season, and that's the ideal start for him. Fake releasing him, and the early cross in towards Marvin Duch, and he judged that brilliantly. Kumas and Fake releasing Wagner, and Duch had a long time to think about that. But it was guided in with great precision. His 4th goal for Birmingham, his 1st since November. And Coventry, once again, having issues at the top of the table. Well, Wagner has been described as one of the most effective goal makers in Major League Soccer. He was there for 7 seasons after joining Philadelphia from a club in the German 3rd division as a youngster. And Birmingham, the club who have won 74% of their points at home, but very quickly there is an equalising goal, swept in brilliantly by Eccles. Josh Eccles, Coventry born, delighting the Coventry fans. And Birmingham ahead for barely 2 minutes. James Beadle beat it at the near post, and Eccles and the Coventry players recognising their teammate Jamie Allen, who is unavailable for this game due to a family bereavement. Mason Clark infield towards Eccles, and Birmingham backed off, and Beadle may have been unsighted. I don't think he was helped by Robinson, who in effect allowed Eccles to curl the ball around him, and Beadle was unsighted as a result. Well, what a start to this game. Radonic. The cross is deflected off Robinson. Birmingham have really been relying on their home form, only 8 points away from home so far this season. Only Sheffield Wednesday, the bottom club, and Portsmouth have one fewer. But they've been excellent at St Andrews, and with this atmosphere it's no real surprise. 6 wins, 5 draws and just a single defeat, as Sims is flagged offside. There was 1 minute 53 seconds between the two goals. Just the response that Frank Lampard would have been looking for. Chris Davis has seen his team draw the 3 previous matches here 1-1. They've not drawn 4 in a row at home since 2019, as the flag is up again. Rushworth will take this goal kick. It's very, very deep, and Ephraim Mason-Clark will try and put pressure on Tomoki Iwata. Stadium still buzzing after 2 goals within the opening 8 minutes. The long throw is guided away. Rushworth will clear downfield. Kitching. A moment's calm. Both goalkeepers today on loan from Brighton and Hove Albion, James Beadle and Carl Rushworth. A club that have so many players developing around the EFL, as De Silva wins that back. Sims left for Mason-Clark. Mason-Clark now, he can let fly, and it takes a deflection of Neumann. And it's comfortable for Beadle. Grimes. Grimes again. Eccles. Was his third goal of the season. Sims. Oh, he's done well there to ride the challenge, and Beadle bravely down to deny him after Robinson had been outwitted. And then Sakamoto has been given a shove, and it will be a free kick for Coventry, but Sims there out-muscling Robinson, and he had Mason Clark in the centre, but he tried to go for goal himself. But a free kick which Matt Grimes is over. Birmingham have pulled everybody back. Whipped in by Grimes and headed down by Kitching. Brilliant save by Beadle. And scramble behind by Doyle for a corner. Well, Liam Kitching unmarked in the end. And Beadle just getting something behind it before Doyle scrambled it behind. There was so much going on in the near post. It was Kitching who came in behind, and it was off the bicep of Beadle. But it's a corner kick. And it's very deep again, and Beadle beaten to it by his teammate Phil Neumann. He may have caught him as well, and it will be another corner. The two Birmingham players colliding there right in front of the goal line. And Coventry are suddenly in the ascendancy here, and Grimes will take this again. Driven this time, high to the far post. Thomas going down, Mason Clark never got hold of it under pressure, and it's claimed by Beadle. Thomas there having a wrestling match with Iwata, and then Mason Clark is guiding it into the arms of the goalkeeper in the end. Birmingham at the start of this game, 9 points off the top 6, 7 clear of relegation, so potentially their season could still go either way, but they look to have enough about them to be looking up the table rather than down. Chris Davis will want this worrying run to come to an end. And also they need to start picking up more points away from home. Only 1 point in 7 games on the road since their last win away at Preston in October. And they've got 3 successive away games coming up. Cambridge in the FA Cup, and then Swansea and Sheffield Wednesday, 2 of the teams beneath them in the league. Oh, great ball forward by Roberts. Here's a chance for Kumas around the goalkeeper, and he scores! Kumas ends his way for a goal. His last came for Stoke 13 months ago. And Coventry are behind once again. And that's a big moment for Lewis Kumas. The ricochet from De Silva, and then it was Roberts coming in field, and what a ball to pick out Kumas, clearly onside. Van Eyveg, the player who remained closest to the penalty area, And Kumas showing real calmness there to round Rushworth and just about evade the challenge of Thomas on the line. The Welsh international scoring his first goal for Birmingham City. And Chris Davis shows his appreciation. And it was Milan van Eybeck who played him onside, everybody else pushed up. Meanwhile, there is treatment for Coventry player. It's Bobby Thomas. I think he may have hurt himself as he careered into the back of the net there, but Frank Lampard just behind Chris Davis there saw his team very quickly equalise and then have opportunities to take the lead themselves, but now they're behind once again, and it's always looked like being a tricky game for Coventry. Thomas is still receiving treatment, and defensively it was a bit of a mess from Coventry. They had the ball and then it ricocheted off to Silva, and from that moment on it was top quality from Birmingham. The through ball from Roberts and the finish from Kumas. Injury continues to get patched up. This was the header from Kitching at the other end, which was kept out by Beadle. Here we are, Roberts finding Kumas and Van Eybeck staying where he was, and then Thomas doing his best to keep it out, but he ended up in the back of the net with the ball. And there'll be plenty of relief in that celebration for Lewis Kumas. His dad Jason was a real favourite in the West Midlands with West Bromwich Albion. Grimes. Rushworth will clear. Eccles, Sakamoto, Van Eybeck, Sims with the flick on, he's claiming the corner, that's why Beadle is hurrying, and Beadle showing calmness there to find Neumann. Wagner. Here is Stansfield, Roberts, Duch involved. Kumas is away on the left. He'll be full of confidence now. Roberts has deflected and into the arms of Rushworth. Mason Clark scored 1-0 winners in both of the games Coventry have won in this 7-match spell against Bristol City and Swansea. Chris Davis has seen his team come up with a response, and he's made the changes today, and two of the players he's brought in, Marvin Duch and Lewis Kumas, have scored the goals so far. Roberts, Doyle, Iwata, away from Mason Clark. Duch seeking out Stansfield. Eccles can only go one way, and Rushworth is able to clear. Sakamoto, and it's caught there by Wagner. dried up for Coventry recently. They were averaging nearly 3 a game in their first 18 games of the season, but the relatively lean spell has coincided with the injury for Brandon Thomas Asante. It's now 6 in just over 7 games, 7.25 games. Grimes. Only 1 loss in those first 18 games. They've lost away from home to Ipswich and Wrexham. They were recently beaten at the CBS Arena by Ipswich, their first home defeat of the season. Sakamoto inside, and the header from Mason Clark was always drifting wide. Coventry with more attempts on goal so far, more on target as well. Birmingham have had 2 and they've scored 2. Sure, Iwata and Sakamoto have had words before this game, and Iwata filling in as a fullback once again today with Alphonse Samsted on the bench. Tommy Doyle coming back into midfield. Chris Davis was very keen to sign a left back with Alex Cochrane not really having any cover. Wagner has seemingly fitted the bill so far. Robinson with the header away. Grimes. Now Roberts. Doyle. Iwata. High towards Duch, but Van Eyck is able to clear. Wagner's header forward will drift behind. Tommy Doyle was being urged to shoot there by the Birmingham crowd, but the game showing no signs of relenting at the moment. The pace has been thundering so far. De Silva took a chance there, but found Van Eyck. Coventry have another Midlands derby in the FA Cup third round coming up next weekend. They make the short journey to Stoke. Mason Clark. Silva. Straight to Doyle. Duch. No foul. Kitching could bring it forward. Mason Clark. He was trying to flick in Radoni, but Iwata was able to clear. 3 goals in the opening 17 minutes here. Birmingham under Chris Davis have been so good. At home, of course, they romped to the League One title last season. Van Eyck away from Kumas. Wagner could be exposed here, but he's read the intention and he can start the counter-attack himself. Duch. Stansfield down the centre. Wagner. Roberts. Duch! Well, that would have been some goal. Sweeping move from Birmingham City. Marvin Duch once again was on the end of it, but just lunging in and rattled the stanchion in the end. Radoni. Mason Clark calling for it, but it's beyond him towards Sims. Robinson with a header away, then Pate. Van Aybeck. Grimes. Kitching. Oh, it's beyond De Silva. Frank Lampard has been fairly measured in his assessment of how Coventry have played recently. He was looking to play things down when they were streaking clear at the top of the table, and they're still 9 points clear heading into this round of games in terms of third place. But it's rarely entirely straightforward for any team looking to win the championship. But the last 6 leaders on New Year's Day have been promoted. Leeds United were the last team who led on January the 1st and didn't go up. They slumped late in the season and were then beaten by Frank Lampard's Derby in the playoffs. Sims will take on Robinson, but can't go beyond him. But the away team really does well in this fixture. Only one away victory in the last 12 meetings. Milan Van Aybeck will take the throw in here, and the gloves are off. Hurled in towards Kitching, but beyond him, and then fired through the crowd by Grimes, and it ricochets to safety for Birmingham. De Silva, Grimes, Roberts with the clearance, Radoni, Grimes again. Grimes. Towards Radoni. The cross is deep. Sims able to get on the end of it. Kumas with the clearance. Eccles. Van Aybeck. Eccles. And Duch closing down. Van Aybeck will now take the throw in. Dispense with the gloves entirely now. Free kick. Seeded by Kumas. Grimes will take this. Again it's deep. Kitchen was rising. Neumann with the header away. Van Aybeck. Grimes. Kitching. Penalised there, following the aerial duel with Roberts. Free kick for Birmingham. Coventry with double the number of efforts on goal so far and more on target, but Frank Lampard's team still trail. We've got 2 tough home games coming up against Leicester and Millwall. Leicester, of course, have had their problems, but Coventry-Leicester games are always fiercely contested. Van Aybeck. Almost drops the edge of the penalty area for Kumas. Beadle. Good header away by Thomas, but then Stansfield rather slashed at that. Jay Stansfield, 8 games without a goal, but 7 of his 8 goals so far this season have come here at St Andrews. But even when he's not scoring, he's still one of the most productive players for Birmingham. Sims, no offside. Finding Rodoni. Kawata heading over to the left to try and deal with him. Van Aybeck in support. Now Grimes, kitching square of him. De Silva, kitching. Grimes, oh, and it nearly fell for Sims. Just spun off the outside of his boot in the end. Well, he was onside. A difficult ball to attack. Present in the Coventry midfield so far this season. He barely missed a game for Swansea either. Fake. Wagner. Challenge from Eccles. Kumas wanted a free kick, and now Wagner will be penalised. Made a good early impression with the Birmingham fans, assisting a goal within 6 minutes of his debut. Van Aybeck, cut out by Peck. Kumas, Eccles under pressure there from Kumas, but it's brought forward by Eccles. He was pulled down by Duch, and it will be a free kick for Coventry. Craig Gardner looking on. Part of Birmingham's hierarchy as Marvin Duch receives the yellow card. Pulling back Eccles. That's a good ball. Van Aybeck onside. The cross is deflected behind by Robinson. The way this game is going, you don't feel that 2-1 will be the full-time score. With nearly 70% possession. Grimes with the corner, and the free kick's been given. And it was Peck who was caught, South Korean international. Again, there was so much going on, but it was the handoff from Kitching into the face of Peck Sung-ho. Beadle, all clear. Only 3 clean sheets in 16 games now. Birmingham have won games here. Of course, plenty of them. They do tend to concede. Mason Clark winning it back from Doyle. Have to go himself in, no real support. Doyle eventually another ball to drift out of play, and it's a goal kick. Birmingham do not have the look of a team who have started this game 17th in the table, but they often appear to be two different sides, one that plays at home and the other away. Grimes, Sims in pursuit, Neumann though holding him off. Iwata, Mason Clark though winning it back, and Rodoni can quickly find Sims on the edge of the penalty area. Eccles, it's all a bit tight, he goes down, no free kick. Eccles tries to win it back, here is Sakamoto. Grimes, now Rodoni. The Silva on the outside. Rodoni though maybe just holding on to it too long, but he can open out for the cross here into that near post, and then Grimes on the volley, and Beadle saw it well. Coventry had so many players forward there. It was a good strike from Grimes, but too close to the goalkeeper. Grimes, Van Aybeck, Kitching, Thomas, it's given away cheaply. Kumas, beyond the challenge of Thomas, and Duch is offside. Really busy since scoring his goal, and Duch just making his move too soon. Stansfield on the other side would have been okay. Kitching, Sims to create something there. Haji Wright is on the bench for Coventry. Sims does have 8 goals in the Championship. Despite only 7 starts, he's come off the bench 15 times and has been a very effective impact player. Kitching, allowing that ball to bounce. Stansfield always offering nuisance value, and Thomas going back towards Rushworth. Kitching, Silva, well, that was risky, but Grimes is confident enough in his own ability to deal with it. Thomas, now Van Aybeck. Sakamoto, Grimes, now Eccles with the cross, looking for Sims, and claimed well by Beadle. Diving in amongst the boots and kept his eye on the ball. Looking to attack that, but Beadle got there first. Mason Clark, Rodoni, down under the challenge of Iwata. No free kick. going down, but again the referee allows play to continue. Here is Sims at the other end. They need some support now. But Doyle will cut it out. And he evades Sakamoto. Well read by Van Abe. Kitching. De Silva. Seconds of normal time to play in the first half. We did have 1 or 2 injury delays, notably after the second Birmingham goal. Kitching. Mason Clark. Grimes. Now Sakamoto, Wagner. One-on-one here, but he reads it well. Fake. Robinson. Coolly evades Sims. Iwata. Roberts won't get that. Coventry goal was their 56th of the season. It looks like they'll be heading into half-time behind. There's always 1 or 2 bumps in the road in the Championship. There will be a minimum of 4 more minutes. Sakamoto. Still time for either side to score in this first half, but Kumas is robbed there. Eccles. Mason Clark in pursuit, and he's quick enough to get there. Oh, tremendous play from him into the penalty area. The cross in, eventually rebounds away, and then Mason Clark is penalised for the challenge. Iwata, the player who was beaten initially there by the body swerve, and then it was pinball inside the area. So Mason Clark was eventually penalised. Free kick for Birmingham City. Silva tangling with Stansfield. Chris Davis, I think, convinced there should have been a free kick, but you'll have words with Thomas Kirk, the 4th official. Well, De Silva certainly had his arm across Stansfield, but maybe the officials believe there wasn't quite enough contact to send him down, although Chris Davis still making the point towards James Livingston, the referee. That's a goal kick. Stansfield just having words with Kitching. The referee is having to sort out an undercurrent in the game, which is developing at the moment. Final touch was off the Birmingham player, although Iwata is not convinced by that. Kitching. time. Maybe coming at a good time here, with tempers just beginning to simmer. Sakamoto. Thomas heading back to Rushworth. Unable to keep the ball alive. Wagner. It's interesting that a club with high-profile American owners made a player from Major League Soccer their first big signing in January. So far, Kai Wagner has not looked out of place as Thomas is closed down by Stansfield. It'll just be time for a Birmingham throw-in. Robinson will hurl this one in. Should be the final attack of the first half. Into Neumann. Bounces beyond Stansfield. Sims. That's half time. 45 very entertaining minutes. Birmingham ahead with the early goal from Marvin Dooch, made by the debutant Kai Wagner, but Josh Eccles quickly equalised for Coventry. But a first Birmingham goal for Lewis Kumas on 17 minutes has given Birmingham the half-time lead. Birmingham City 2, Coventry City 1. which are a team who are currently looking to close them down, although their game today away to Portsmouth has been postponed. Birmingham City wearing all blue, who get the second half underway. Tucking the goal away to our left. The top end of St Andrews. Which has seen a vibrant 45 minutes of football so far. Redoni. He catches Roberts, and it will be a free kick for Birmingham. Was initially involved there, and Redoni found himself surrounded by blue shirts, and he took down Patrick Roberts, who made the second goal for Birmingham. Beadle will take the free kick. Coventry with twice the number of attempts on goal and shots on target than Birmingham in the first half, but both of Birmingham's efforts on target went in. That's why they lead. Coventry with 70% of the possession, but Chris Davis won't be too concerned about that, because this team lead in the most significant stat. But now Mason Clark, good pace from him. It will be squirted behind. And it's a corner kick for Coventry. Neumann, the player who dived in. A whack to the player who was trying to pull back Mason Clark there. There may have been a case for a free kick, but it's a corner anyway. Grimes with the outswinger. Kitchen rising, appeals for handball, but nothing given. Birmingham make heavy weather of the clearance. Kitchen will try and keep this in play. Robinson goes down. And it's a goal kick in the end. Robinson, the player who was involved at the end of that move, he was sent off in the corresponding game at the CBS Arena. Wagner making a very good early impression for Birmingham as an attacking left back. His defensive work has been pretty sound so far, and he may be tested here as Van Aybeck comes forward. It's Stansfield coming back to make the challenge, and he won the ball, helped out by Wagner. But now Thomas. Van Aybeck, Sakamoto staying onside. Grimes. No way forward for him there, but he's always a player who exudes patience. Van Aybeck, the deflection off Wagner, and it's cleared away by Robinson. Coventry, a team who have scored 5 at Derby and Sheffield Wednesday, 4 at Millwall and Middlesbrough, but they're finding it much harder to score goals at the moment, averaging less than a goal a game during this difficult recent run. Van Aybeck launching the long throw, Kitching rising, but cleared away by Duch. Rushworth. try and make something of this, and the challenge by Iwata, and it's another corner for Coventry. And they've made a good start to the second half here. Rodoni will try and attack this. Kitching will be a more obvious target, and it's towards him, and Sims loops it over the top in the end. Sims, the player who managed to evade all of the pushing and pulling from both sides inside the area. Beadle's clearance. Thomas. Flick on from Sims. Sakamoto. Oh, he's been taken down there. That will be a free kick, and I would imagine a yellow card as well. No complaints from Kai Wagner. Sakamoto was beyond him, and Wagner took him out. Second Birmingham yellow card. And Sakamoto back on his feet. Rodoni, Mason Clark and Sakamoto all started on the bench against Charlton, but all came on as Coventry chased the win in the closing stages. Grimes with the delivery, and Beadle is able to claim. But he can't find Iwata. De Silva with the throw-in, Rodoni. All very tight. Birmingham have already done some business in the transfer window. Coventry have been linked with Romain Esse, the Crystal Palace youngster who moved from Millwall this time last year. Birmingham have the throw-in. Frank Lampard not gone to the bench yet. Arguably he has more depth available to him today than Chris Davis does. Sims in pursuit, but Neumann is able to eventually clear, but now Mason Clark. Rodoni wide on the left, but Mason Clark goes for goal, and Beadle is able to cling on. Coming with the clearance straight to Mason Clark. He did have options left and right, but forced to save. Kumas is penalised, he's offside. Kane, the assistant, on the far side. Van Aybeck, Sakamoto. Grimes. The pitch has thawed out on this near side the longer the game has gone on. This game was never in any question due to the undersoil heating as Kitching tries to evade Stansfield. Mason Clark taken down by Iwata. It's a free kick, and it's all Coventry at the start of the second half here. Grimes will take this. Sold out, Coventry away end behind that goal. Whipped in by Grimes, Rodoni was challenging. Kitching tried to make something of it. But Birmingham will clear. The whistle has gone and it is Paik Sung-ho who is down. That looks to be a nasty injury and we'll need to attend to the facial injury before anything else. James Lennington is talking to Tomoki Iwata. I think he's saying that Paik was stooping in and it was an accidental challenge. Although it looks to be a nasty one for the South Korean international, there was no intent. Frank Lampard has taken the opportunity to call over a number of his players. We'll see here at the near post, it was Rodoni. Oh, goodness me. That's a nasty one for Paik. Rodoni only had eyes for the ball. And Paik was stooping in to try and clear. And on a cold day, it's a very painful injury. Painful injury in any weather conditions, but particularly today. Lampard in conversation with Liam Kitching, and it's his 20th game against Birmingham City, going to produce his first defeat. He scored 2 goals against them in a 3-0 win for Chelsea back in January 2010. Paik still receiving the treatment. To be a change here. Willem Willemsen is preparing to come on, the Icelandic international. A long spell out with injury himself. That would be a straight swap in midfield, although Paik is being patched up at the moment. Carry on for now, but there could be a double change incoming for Birmingham. Chris Davis, or even a triple change it seems. The game plan is being redrawn. Birmingham yet to, or try to, change the course of this game, because although they still lead, Coventry have dominated the second half. They've had 74% of the possession since half-time, and Paik, I think, may have to change his shirt here as well. Play will resume with a drop ball. Kitching. Paik is still waiting to come back on here. Kumas looking to go beyond Van Abek. Thomas also coming across. Van Abek holds him up, but Wagner. Kumas looking to play him in, but it's swooped on by Rushworth. Kitching. Eccles, who briefly had Coventry level in the first half. Mason Clark into the path of Radoni. Now Sims, Sakamoto in support. Sims hits it! And Coventry are level. And his reaction tells you they're very keen to get on with this. Ellis Sims, 25 tomorrow. And that's an early moment to celebrate for him. His 10th goal of the season. And a player who often has to come from the bench, starting today and justifying his inclusion. May have been a tight offside call involving him earlier in the move, but by the time he gathered that, fed by Radoni, and he threaded the shot through the legs of Jack Robinson, and Coventry are level for a second time. Again, James Beadle may have been unsighted there by Jack Robinson. But it's 2-2, and that goal had been coming. And now Coventry looking to keep the pressure on. Mason Clark, Sakamoto, it's all very tight, makes the challenge. Neumann. And Kitching gets there before Stansfield with Rushworth herring out of his goal. Roberts. Cross from Iwata, and Birmingham claim a corner. And the goal kick's been given. Marvin Duch convinced it. Took a touch off Kitching's head. May have been actually De Silva who just deflected that ball through. Corner kick has been given in the end on the advice of the assistant. Birmingham without an effort on goal since half-time. Sims will clear, fired back through the crowd, but Radoni was there, and Paik will go all the way back to Beadle, and Chris Davis was planning a triple change, and you just wonder if that Coventry goal may have altered his mindset. Roberts. Duch! He scored again! Birmingham ahead for a third time. And just when it seemed Coventry City had taken a firm grip on this game, Marvin Duch comes up with his second goal, and Lampard's side trail once again. And Duch looking to win that on the edge of the penalty area, and then he was played in by Roberts. He was clearly onside, and he nutmegs Carl Rushworth at the near post. I don't think the goalkeeper will be too happy when he sees that again. Roberts with another perceptive assist, and Duch really shouldn't have scored from there, but credit to him, a shot on target, and Birmingham lead 3-2. This game with a number of unexpected twists, and it's the Birmingham fans who are producing the noise once again as Birmingham do make the changes. Aaron Cashin is one of the players coming on. It may be a back three now. Lewis Kumas is withdrawn as well. Coventry again concede a goal when they have been the team looking to push on. Just shows that the Championship is a league full of twists and turns. Rodonic fires his shot wide. For the second time in the game, a goal has been quickly responded, and the Coventry fans glum-faced once again. There is going to be a change for Coventry. Kai Wagner is still on the field of play. It was Lewis Kumas who went off. So Erin Cashin, another player on loan from Brighton, former Derby County youngster. Kumas has played his part, scored the second goal. Cashin alongside Neumann and Robinson now at the heart of the back three. That will allow Wagner the opportunity to get forward more. Grimes. Kitching. Mason Clark. Grimes. Now De Silva. Grimes again. Fired in. Sakamoto trying to keep it alive, but it was behind Sims, and the flag is up for offside anyway. And it was Sakamoto who was caught offside. He's now going to go off. And Haji Wright will be coming on. 8 Championship goals this season, but none since October the 4th, 12 games ago. Coventry need a goal here once again. Sakamoto hobbles off. He was caught earlier in that challenge by Kai Wagner. Did look to be knee to knee, so he will try and ice that. But still plenty of time for more goals in this game. Coventry initially equalising less than 2 minutes after the opening goal, and Birmingham going 3-2 ahead 2.5 minutes after Coventry's second equaliser. Sims, right with the flick, Rodonic, now De Silva, Mason Clark, and it's been caught by Iwata, and it will be a free kick. Iwata's had 1 or 2 issues with Mason Clark throughout the game. It's a free kick for Coventry as they look for their third equaliser. Grimes will take this. It's very deep. Neumann with the header away. Now Stansfield. Doyle. Van Eybeck runs it out of play. Doyle on loan from Wolves, former Manchester City youngster. Eccles losing out to Peck. Redoni. Birmingham have the throw-in, and a game which has had so many ebbs and flows to it. As Stansfield hits it, it's blocked. And it was Awata with the second effort, and De Silva was in the way, and it's a corner for Birmingham. Stansfield's first shot cut out by Grimes, and then it was Awata who may have been seeking out Duch, who of course is on a hat-trick now. Cashin is forward. What's been an enthralling game so far as we tick into the final 20 minutes. Corner. And it's a free kick. More changes for Birmingham. This time it will be a triple change. And it's Kai Wagner who comes off, and Alphonse Samsted, the Icelandic international, comes on. So that's a straight swap in the fullback area. But Wagner making a good impression on his debut. And Patrick Roberts, who has made 2 of the 3 goals, will head off. And Kyogo Furuhashi and Willem Willemsen are the 2 players who will be coming on. Willemsen will come on for him, and there'll be no hat-trick for Marvin Duch as he comes off to be replaced by Kyogo Furuhashi, who is yet to score a league goal. Duch has done his job here today. Signed from Rennes, but made his mark in the United Kingdom with Celtic. Kitching. So Chris Davis really changing things up here. De Silva. Kitching. Gets it back to Eccles. Birmingham with 3 shots on target in the entire game, and they've all gone in. Redoni. Kitching. Grimes. Eccles. Van Eybeck. Grimes. That's clever. Redoni's cross. Diving in to clear. It was Robinson, but here is Grimes again. Redoni. High towards Mason Clark. He's unable to keep that in play. Well, still time. Frank Lampard heading for his first defeat against Birmingham City in his long, illustrious career. It would be a welcome win for Chris Davis after 3 draws and 4 defeats. With Ipswich not playing today, Coventry may still have a healthy gap between themselves and the rest, but they'll want this tricky spell to come to an end. Sims, and there for Coventry. Samstead. Cashin. All back by Eccles. Redoni. Holding off Pate. Now Van Abek. Redoni. Coventry heading for their third away defeat. But here is Haji Wright. That's a nice turn from him. It opens up for him, but Cashin with the block. Grimes. Thomas. Now Redoni. Van Abek. He's onside. But it's cleared by Williamson. One back though by Kitching, but only briefly. Grimes. De Silva. Does enough to find Mason Clark. And now Wright. It's very tight on the edge of the penalty area. Neumann with a partial clearance. Wright. Then Thomas. De Silva. Grimes again. And now De Silva with the cross in. Thomas! And the whistle has gone before the save was made by Beadle. And it's Jack Robinson who was down. Nearly 28,000 here today. And there's no doubt it's been a match which has held the attention throughout. That was Thomas's header, and Beadle with a really good save. He didn't know that the whistle had gone. Burahashi. Now De Silva. Grimes. Thomas. Van Abek. Stansfield once again doing his defensive work. Samstead. And the final touch was off Redoni. Well, the Coventry fans may have always feared that they would not keep winning incessantly as they were in the first half of the season, but there's work to do. I'm sure that he was always aware of that. Coventry with nearly 80% of the possession in the second half, but they came into this half a goal down, and that's where they still are. Grimes. De Silva. Mason Clark coming short. Wright makes the run in behind. Sims tries to find him, but Doyle will clear. Kitching. Grimes. Wright coming short. Redoni makes the run in behind, but it's short to Thomas. Samstead doing just enough. Thomas. Now Kitching. Grimes towards Sims. Grimes will get this back. Mason Clark. Kitching. Grimes. Cashing clears. Mason Clark. That's a good turn. Got De Silva in support, but he can't find him. Iwata. And De Silva closes it down, but Birmingham defending with real depth and togetherness at the moment. Frank Lampard, having seen his team beaten twice by Ipswich recently and also away from home against Wrexham, bound to lose what is their local derby this season, unless they can come up with something in the final 10 minutes here. Furuhashi. He nudges over to Silva. It's a free kick. James Beadle has gone down. Lampard making the point to Thomas Kirk that he would like time to be added on if that's the case. Third goal from Birmingham has really stunned Coventry. They've offered very little going forward since. Ryan Alsop is the backup goalkeeper. Beadle is back on his feet. Played the opening 8 games of the season before Beadle came into the side. But there will be time added on. Kitching. Van Abek getting forward. It falls here to Sims. Now Rodoni. Stansfield unable to cut it out. The cross in, flicked on, and Sims over the top. He appeals for a corner kick. He was helped on by Van Abek to Sims. It was so tight in there. Iwata was very close to him. Goal kick. The flick on from Furuhashi doesn't find Williamson. Grimes. Now Kitching. Rodoni. Coventry are pouring forward now, but not really providing the sort of pressure they were just before that third goal. Williamson. Stansfield, there's Rodoni. Van Van Eybeck. Samsted. Williamson. Eccles making the challenge on Samsted. No free kick. Here is De Silva. Now Mason Clark. Wright and Sims in the area. Mason Clark holding off the challenge but giving the ball away to Williamson. Furuhashi in pursuit. But there is Rushworth. Eccles. Well, he's challenged by Furuhashi and then takes him out. And it's a free kick for Birmingham and a yellow card for Josh Eccles. Just overrun it there and clattered into Furuhashi. Coventry really labouring here in pursuit of another equalising goal. It's a free kick. High towards Cashin. They'll try and keep that ball alive. Rodoni. And Kitching. Hake. Van Eybeck losing out to Stansfield, but Wright is back there. Appeals for a corner kick, and it's a goal kick. Still time here for Coventry. Kitching. And now Thomas. Grimes. Thomas over the top looking for Sims. And it's a goal kick. Coventry. We're about to make one more change. That is not Jake Bidwell. Grimes. De Silva. James Beadle has been shown a yellow card for trying to milk the clock. Rodoni. The cross is flicked on by Eccles, but nobody on the end of it. It was the right sort of run. And Josh Eccles now coming off. Kai Andrews has got the right shirt on now. The Welsh under-21 international comes on. 7th time this season he's come off the bench. Seconds of normal time to play, but I would imagine there'll be a fair amount of added time to follow. Neumann's clearance. And hammered forward, but beyond Furuhashi. Coventry will still believe they can create one final chance here. High towards Mason Clark, who brings it down well. He then goes down. Was he dragged down? Not according to the referee. Got there before Iwata. Well, Iwata had hold of his shirt, certainly. But then Mason Clark had hold of his as well. Will be a run of 2 wins, 3 draws and 3 defeats for Coventry. We are into added time and there will be a minimum of 8 more minutes. Andrews sends it straight out of play. This was the decision not to give a penalty. Well, you could make the case they were both holding on to each other. Possible that Iwata was there first, but it's marginal and it's a very difficult case to make. Livingston choosing not to award the penalty. Of course, no VAR in the Championship. Well, I'm not sure it was clear or obvious either way. Now Rodoni. Now Andrews. Forced all the way back towards Rushworth. Slips as he clears. Iwata, but now Andrews again. O'Doyle's done well. Here is Williamson. Korahashi, the furthest player forward, but Birmingham will be happy to take the throw-in at this stage. This would be a huge victory for Birmingham City. And Jay Stansfield comes off. Kanya Fujimoto will come on. His second appearance from the bench. Stansfield once again has not scored but worked incredibly hard and created opportunities for others. Will come on, signed from Portuguese football. We still have 5 minutes of added time to play. Mason Clark looking for Rodoni, but Fujimoto finding Korahashi. His shot is deflected and Rushworth will play. Kitchen. Away from Korahashi. De Silva. Grimes. Thomas up front now, but Hake will clear. Kitchen. Grimes. De Silva. Andrews, Grimes, looking for Mason Clark, appeals for handball inside the area, but again, they're waved away. Grimes, De Silva. Here is Kitching, wondering where the options are. Well, he's found Van Avek. His cross in is cleared by Cashin. finish this game with 10 players. Bobby Thomas, already bloodied, is heading down the tunnel. A straight red card for him. Well, that happened off the ball, but it was spotted by the officials. Well, it was Thomas there involved with Neumann, and there was a coming together. Neumann went down. We'll see it here. Well, Thomas initially kicked out at him, and then, well, I'm not sure that Neumann was caught on the back of the head, but there was certainly contact. Thomas has been dismissed. And it was James Wilson, the assistant on this near side, who spotted it. And Neumann was initially caught by Thomas. There was a reaction for Ahashi. He's trying to take up time via the corner flag. Andrews tries to bring it clear. Birmingham very close to a victory now. It would be their first in 8 games, and it's no surprise it will have come here. Silva will take the throw-in. But the Silva rather sold short by that. Burahashi coming in, but Willemsen carries it out of play. Grimes all the way back to Rushworth into the final minutes of the 8 that were initially shown, but we have had a red card during that time. Samstead with the clearance. Then Paik, Coventry throw. They eventually get the ball back. Van Abegg hammers it long, looking for Mason Clark, but it was Iwata who brings the ball clear, and he's got the free kick for the challenge by Mason Clark, and that might be enough for Birmingham. The referee telling them to get on with things here. Will take the free kick into the 99th minute. Birmingham have really gutted this out, but they conceded a free kick here, and Coventry can get players forward. They've got to get this ball long and very quickly. Rushworth hits it, looking for Kitching. Cashin, though, will win the header, and now he can drive clear. Burahashi, the only player inside the Coventry half, and Cashin will just head towards the corner flag here. And he's still got the ball until Van Abegg ensures that both he and the ball end up off the pitch. Cashin will now have to race back. Sims leaping, and it's cleared away by Samstead. Kitching, back to Rushworth. in his career, Frank Lampard has been beaten by Birmingham City. Their winless streak comes to an end, but Coventry's worrying sequence continues. Marvin Duch, the match winner in the end. It is finished. Birmingham City 3, Coventry City 2. Birmingham ahead in the 6th minute. The debutant, Kai Wagner, released down the left-hand side, and his cross found his fellow German, Marvin Duch, who volleyed in superbly. Wagner, the player who was brought in at the start of the transfer window to provide deliveries like that, and Duch guiding the volley in very impressively to give Birmingham the lead. The team, 7 games without a win, had the perfect start in their first home game of the new year. But Coventry were quickly level within 2 minutes. Efren Mason-Clark finding Josh Eccles. He had time to curl in superbly. Coventry-born player, benefiting from a Birmingham defence which was backing off. James Beadle may have been unsighted. Jack Robinson right in front of him. And Beadle beaten by the curling shot. Patrick Roberts picking out Lewis Kumas, who rounded the goalkeeper. It was 2-1 to Birmingham after only 17 minutes. Kumas with his first goal for Birmingham City. He's had to bide his time on the bench, but he finished it coolly after Roberts kicked him out. The angle was tight, but he made light of it, despite Bobby Thomas on the line. Into the second half, Coventry found the equaliser through Ellis Sims. Player with a very good goal-scoring record in the Championship, despite a lack of starts so far this season. Rodoni rolling it square, and Sims nutmegging Robinson this time. And again, Beadle may have been unsighted by that. But within 2 minutes, Marvin Duch at the near post, catching out Carl Rushworth, and it was 3-2 to Birmingham. German with his second. Another really good assist from Patrick Roberts, and Duch letting fly from a tight angle. And Rushworth caught out at the near post to make it 3-2. Coventry pushed hard for an equalising goal, but in the end they finished a player short off the ball. Bobby Thomas clashing with Phil Neumann. The referee James Livingston taking advice and then dismissing Thomas. He very quickly departed the scene. James Livingston taking the advice of his assistant, James Wilson, on the near side. Flash off the ball, and Coventry finished a player short, and they lost 3-2.
Thank you.